The January transfer window is already heating up, and one name is quickly rising to the top of the conversation: Antoine Semenyo. The Bournemouth winger has quietly turned himself into one of the most exciting attacking players in the Premier League this season, and now two of England's biggest clubs, Liverpool and Manchester United, are circling. But according to growing reports, Semenyo already has a clear preference if he decides to take the next big step in his career. Semenyo's rise has not been sudden or accidental. Since joining Bournemouth from Bristol City almost 3 years ago, the Ghana international has steadily developed into a powerful, direct, and versatile forward. Across 105 appearances for the Cherries, he has delivered 29 goals and 13 assists, numbers that reflect both consistency and growth. This season, however, he has taken things to another level. In just 15 Premier League matches, Semenyo has already scored 7 goals, making him one of the league's most productive attackers. His pace, physical strength, and ability to attack defenders one-on-one have made him a nightmare to deal with. At one point in October, his form played a major role in pushing Bournemouth as high as second place in the league, an incredible achievement for a club of their size. Although results have dipped since then, with Bournemouth sitting 13th ahead of the weekend fixtures, Semenyo's individual performances have continued to stand out. That form has not gone unnoticed. Liverpool, Manchester United, and Manchester City are all monitoring his situation closely, while Tottenham are also believed to have shown interest, albeit with a much smaller chance of completing a deal. What has really caught the attention of the big clubs is Semenyo's contract situation. It emerged last month that the winger has a release clause in his Bournemouth deal, which can be activated in early January. Initially reported at £65 million, new information suggests the true cost is slightly lower once loyalty bonuses and agent fees are taken into account. This makes the deal far more realistic for elite clubs looking to strengthen mid-season. Among those clubs, Manchester United are pushing hard. New manager Ruben Amorim is keen to reshape his squad and sees Semenyo as a perfect fit for his system. The Portuguese coach believes the 25-year-old could operate either as a left wing-back or as a number 10, adding flexibility, power, and goal threat to United's attack. Given United's struggles for consistency in goals this season, Semenyo is viewed as a player who could make an immediate impact. Manchester City are also in the mix. They have already made contact with the players' camp, and a move to the Etihad is reportedly Semenyo's second preference. Importantly, his decision would not be influenced by Pep Guardiola's future, despite speculation that the City boss could leave next summer. That shows how focused Semenyo is on the sporting project rather than short-term uncertainty. However, it is Liverpool who appear to be leading the race. Reports suggest that if Semenyo leaves Bournemouth in January, his first choice would be a move to Anfield. New Liverpool manager Arne Slot is understood to be a huge admirer of the winger and sees him as a long-term solution on the right side of attack. With Mohamed Salah's future increasingly uncertain, and tensions visible after he was left on the bench during a recent 3-3 draw with Leeds, Liverpool are quietly preparing for life after their iconic forward. Semenyo fits that vision perfectly. He is explosive, hard-working, and already proven in the Premier League. Unlike some big-money signings, he would not need time to adapt. For Liverpool, he represents both a present upgrade and a future investment. His quality was on full display once again on Monday night, when Bournemouth played out a thrilling 4-4 draw against Manchester United. Semenyo scored his first goal since early October in that match, reminding everyone exactly why so many top clubs want him. Ahead of the weekend fixtures, he was joint third among the league's top scorers, an incredible achievement considering the teams he is competing against. As January approaches, the pressure will only grow. Bournemouth know they are fighting to keep one of their most valuable assets, while the Premier League's giants are watching closely, ready to strike. Semenyo, meanwhile, holds the power. With a release clause, strong interest, and a clear idea of where he wants to go, the next few weeks could define his career. Whether he stays on the South Coast or makes a blockbuster move to one of England's biggest stages, one thing is certain: Antoine Semenyo is no longer flying under the radar. He is in demand, he is delivering, and the transfer battle for his signature is only just beginning. Crystal Palace are once again at the center of the January transfer conversation, and this time the spotlight is firmly fixed on Marc Guéhi. As the winter window approaches, speculation around the England international has reached fever pitch, with fans, pundits, and top clubs across Europe all watching closely. But amid the noise, Crystal Palace have now made their position clear, and it sends a strong message. Marc Guéhi has quickly become one of the most talked-about defenders in European football. Calm on the ball, strong in duels, and a natural leader at the back, he has developed into a key figure not just for Palace, but also for the England national team. His situation is made even more interesting by the fact that his contract runs out at the end of June, meaning January represents the final realistic opportunity for Palace to sell him for a fee. This combination of quality and contract uncertainty has made Guéhi arguably the most wanted player of the January transfer window. More than a dozen clubs are believed to be monitoring his situation closely. Liverpool are among the strongest admirers, having made a late push for him during the summer transfer window. In fact, a deal looked possible in the final hours before Palace pulled the plug, choosing to keep their defensive leader rather than cash in. That late summer drama only increased the belief that January could be different. Alongside Liverpool, clubs such as Chelsea, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Bayern Munich have all been linked with moves for the center-back. For many fans, it felt like only a matter of time before Palace were forced to give in. However, Crystal Palace manager Oliver Glasner has now poured cold water on those expectations. Speaking openly about Guéhi's future, Glasner made it clear that, as things stand, the defender is expected to remain at Selhurst Park until the end of the season. According to the Palace boss, there are currently no offers on the table and no indication from the club that anything has changed. From Glasner's point of view, the situation is simple. If no official bid has arrived, there is no reason to assume Guéhi will leave. His comments suggest a calm but firm stance from the club, one that prioritizes stability over short-term financial gain. This approach fits perfectly with Glasner's wider attitude to transfers. Since arriving at Crystal Palace, he has been very clear about protecting the strength of his squad. The Austrian coach has already expressed frustration about not being given enough reinforcements, especially during a season in which Palace are balancing domestic football with European competition. That challenge has become even tougher due to injuries. Daniel Munoz is set to miss an extended period, leaving Palace short in an already demanding campaign. Losing Guéhi in January would further weaken the team, something Glasner appears unwilling to accept. The stakes for Crystal Palace go far beyond one player. Glasner has transformed the club's fortunes in a short space of time. After last season's historic FA Cup triumph, he has guided the Eagles to an astonishing 5th place in the Premier League. This level of performance has not gone unnoticed, with rumors already linking him to a potential move to Manchester United. Because of this, Palace's board know they must tread carefully. Keeping Glasner happy is just as important as managing player contracts. Allowing a key leader like Guéhi to leave mid-season could damage results, unsettle the dressing room, and risk undoing all the progress the club has made. For now, Crystal Palace are standing firm. The message is clear. Marc Guéhi is not for sale unless something truly extraordinary happens. The club are focused on finishing the season strong, competing on multiple fronts, and showing ambition rather than surrendering to pressure from bigger names. As January approaches, the rumors will not stop. The interest will only grow louder. But Palace have drawn their line, and Guéhi remains central to their plans. Whether this stance holds until the final day of the window is the big question, but one thing is certain. Crystal Palace are not backing down easily, and the battle for Marc Guéhi's future is far from over.